Well, up first, locks, braids, twists, and extensions are just some of the ways that you can style black hair. But a lot of hairstylists don't seem to know that still. So if you're a black woman living in Winnipeg and you're listening, then you're probably nodding and saying it can be difficult still to find a salon that knows exactly how to do your hair. When my next guest, Praise Okumwabwa was growing up, it was often a struggle, she says, to find stylists who could care for her afro, so she just taught herself. Now she's the owner of Fresh Air Salon. She's taken upon herself to teach more Manitoba hairstylists how to do black hair and is in studio now. Hi, Praise.
Hi, good morning.
So tell me about this. I mean, how pervasive is this that still people just don't get your hair?
I think it just starts with the hair industry in general and how it was laid out. We were trained specifically on hanging hair is what I'd call it.
Okay.
So as soon as it grows out of your head, gravity, it will hang down. There's nothing you can do about it. So in hair school, they teach you how to do all kinds of services on hanging hair. Now, if your hair does not hang, in hair school, they will tell you to make it straight and then apply what they taught you. So basically, you come out of hair school and you can do all kinds of things on hair that hangs down. But if hair grows directly out of your head and does not hang down, nobody is going to cut your hair or knows how to cut your hair. Essentially, even like black hair, that term is not even the right term because not everyone that is black or African or Caribbean has an afro. Some people are Caucasian and white people that have afros. So I call it, now we kind of changed the term to make it like afros and other hair types that don't fall in what you learn in hair school. So there's a whole bunch of hair types that are just left out. And so like myself and many other afros, you are then having to just figure it out yourself. And YouTube, the dawn of the internet, at this point, a lot of people have just taught themselves and DIYs and all that kind of stuff.
So your hair, for people on YouTube, they can see your great hair, but for people that aren't or listening to the radio, your hair doesn't hang.
It does not hang. I have an afro by definition. It is more of a shape around my head, so I'd be using words like diameter and out and big, not long, or the words that kind of like provide a weight line. Those are terms hairstylists know. I don't know. But like a bob, you know what that is. Everybody kind of knows what that is.
My
it's
hair
like
is straight as poker straight.
Straight,
so it'll fall straight
so
down
fall
like
straight. You can have a bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not have a bob. So like this would be an afro. Yeah.
So when you think about what you wish stylists would learn in school is would you rather have for your hair? You said they would straighten it first before they're going to cut it. They wouldn't just natural cut it.
No, because there's nobody. You don't learn that. It's essentially, for all intents and purposes, cutting a hedge or like topiary. You just have to shape it. It's more
skills.
about, so if they would start even introducing that as they're introducing to you, to the hairstylist, how to cut your hair or bob, and then how to cut this. Like, they got to learn at the same time, and then you just have the skill to cut any type of hair wherever it falls on the spectrum of hanging or an afro or whatever you want to call it.
I love that you're changing the language too.
I think it starts there because when we were talking about even providing the surface, like what is black hair? Not everybody has black hair, but they have texture. Even texture was not proper because everybody has texture. That's not really a type. So trying to figure out what's a word that we all know, like bob, but we can say that like, oh, people say it all the time that have hanging hair. Oh, my hair, when I wake up sometimes it's like an afro. Like, we know what that means. It kind of defies gravity. It's out.
You've been running a course, this course we're talking about for 3 years now. What were you noticing that made you want to start it? And I'm just wondering specifically about the local landscape, because you and I off air were talking about, years ago I visited some of the salons that have been long running in Winnipeg that would have specialized in non-hanging hair. And it surprises me that still all these years later, we're not further ahead with understanding how to cut, different people's hair.
I think like everything, like most people, everything really changed after COVID and the time that you had off. So I definitely had a lot of time. And it was a problem for a while. I am currently sitting on the board of apprenticeship, so they brought me on to try to like add it to the curriculum. So in Manitoba now, you will learn about afros and other hair types in Unit G. And then we also provided that program to stylists who are finished to take one-on-one training on learning how to. It was 12 weeks. We've ran it 3 times. A group of stylists will come every Sunday, and I teach them. And people that have reached out. A lot of people, I find even the younger generation, they're the ones that seem to be like, how come I'm not learning about this? Versus my time and people, my generation would never even ask. You just are like, yeah, I'm done, I'm a hair student. You don't think, can you actually do all hair types? You can only do one type. And even then, there was no language to tell us that there's other hair types. And people who had who were white or had like not African American, African Canadian, or black that had afros, they themselves were like, I don't get my hair cut, or I hate my hair because it gets chopped up and it's not. So it was like I know there's been a need forever. And so, yeah.
What you said there in terms of, you kind of said we wouldn't ask. We were just sort of going along with whatever was being taught, even though you kind of knew a bunch was being missed.
Yeah.
How is the problem we're talking about today systemic, like part of a larger issue?
Well, I think we do, when I teach the course, I start with history and just about how it all became to be, how this place became to be, and then how hair became to be the industry. And it all kind of comes down from like the people that were making the rules and decisions did not have afros. So I think when you're trying to like set something up, you're doing it for the people that you represent and vice versa, that kind of thing. So I think it just was indicative of the time when people that didn't have hanging hair or didn't look like the majority were just left out intentionally. Like, that doesn't matter. And so for us, with afros, if you want to sit at the table, relax your hair kind of thing. Then you can go anywhere and get a blow dry. And even then, the products that were taught weren't proper products, but you just, people did what they could. And there's a lot of stylists that taught themselves or had like African family members and family members with afros that just learned. But generally, the product base, even, that's like products are being made not from the industry supporting, they're just like the masses,
So how often, Praise, did you leave with bad hair? And,
Well,
and go home and go,
oh my gosh.
I'm not even
Well,
going. Because you grew up in Brandon,
I grew up in
right?
Brandon. My mom did my hair till I was 12, and then I came to Lola's.
Yeah,
I got my hair
I visited
relaxed,
Lola's lots, yeah.
and I had relaxed
Fun.
hair till I was 18. And then I just cut my hair. I did a big chop, we call it, shaved my head off. Shaved my hair off, and then started the journey on my own. And I just felt like this is what my hair wants to naturally do. Why can't it be beautiful? Why can't it be amazing?
Now, you're starting from the grassroots of the teaching and the knowledge and getting more stylists in the system, but we alluded to Lola's, one of the longest running stylists here that specialized in all kinds of hair in Winnipeg. They used to be just up CBC way on Portage. Do we still, in terms of salons, in terms of places to go, is that still an area of growth that we're missing in Manitoba?
Yep, most definitely, because I think it starts with the people in the salon that are able to do that service. So if people can't do the service, it doesn't matter, like everybody. And you could still have people come in that have relaxed hair and then service them. But if your hair isn't relaxed, if you have curls, if you have hair that doesn't hang or afro type of hair, you just have to take a risk or referral kind of thing. But there definitely is a need for that, I think, to change and like spread around.
What would you like to say this morning to those women who are frustrated and people rather who are frustrated and listening that like you or have had that experience?
That's
trying to get their hair done.
Loaded. What can I say? I think that it starts with maybe doing some like light internal work to say like knowing if I take this journey, like it's going to be difficult because there's not a lot of people that are going to be able to help me, but know that we are out here. Like I'm out here, there's people out here with afros that are thriving. So like as much as you feel like you might not, be accepted at your workspace or be taken seriously, there are people out there. It's just a matter of looking through, finding avenues to make that connection. But hold steadfast. We're here for you.
How are you doing with your salon with Fresh Hair? I know you pride yourself on cutting all types of hair. So
we're doing pretty great. We have a pretty diverse staff, and a lot of the stylists, the younger ones for sure, want to learn more, so I can teach them. They can kind of like follow me, watch me. When we run the classes, they can sit in on them. So working at the salon definitely exposes you to that. And it warms my heart because I've been doing hair for over 20-something years, and it's like probably in the past 10 to 8 years, it's been steadily like increasing, and with immigration and more people coming in, stuff like that, it's just like I'm hoping people will eventually learn that like this place does all kinds of hair legitimately.
Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate having you in.
Thank you.
That's Praise Ukumabua, who is the owner of Fresh Hair Boutique, a salon that prides itself on cutting all types of hair, as I said. Now, they're started to offer courses on afro and other hair types. And if you want to find out more about that course and more about what they do, please go to their website. It is freshhairboutique.ca, freshhairboutique.ca.
Thank you for watching the CBC Manitoba YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For the latest breaking news and top stories, download the CBC News app.